Previously on Premonition.
Back, everyone.
Thomas. Agent Morgan, it's past 2100.
Yes, we spent literally the entire night in that lumber
I
mill,
haven't been sleeping much
being
since
chased
this all
around
started,
by
to be honest
Red
with you.
Axeman.
I'm exhausted.
I was just about
you
to
do,
suggest
of course.
the same thing.
I mean, yeah,
I'll
as
make
you do.
arrangements for people to gather between
I mean, what else would you be
1500
doing in
and
there
1700.
at that hour?
I'll try and get as many
God,
people
avoid
as
she is
I
pale.
maniac.
so don't be late. Okay,
Yeah, I
don't
know.
be late.
I have managed to fix the lighting here,
Like-
but it's still not doing any
The
good.
community center's on the south side. I've marked it on your map.
Thanks,
And-
Thomas. Well then, see
it's
you
like
tomorrow.
okay, he's kind of the same. It's kind of like imagine someone wearing like silver body paint.
Yeah, I think it is just the game's like attempts at
like-
graphics.
Like he has flesh tone. Like the main character's flesh tones. The lady
Hmm.
cop, she is just being painted silver in this moonlight.
Just everyone in this town apparently has the same sheen. And you'll notice, by the way, new camera. You can actually change camera in these cars. I learned this during my during sessions.
Delightful.
Yes, because I had some fun in games with this.
Weren't Oh, the other two cops leave with the idiot cop.
Looks like it, yeah. And they left us an SUV because the other car was pretty much out of fuel. It wouldn't get us home.
You seem to be less good driver this one.
One jewel in the rough springs.
I stopped caring at this point, Paul.
And right you are too.
Yes.
Directed by Douglas McCann. Right. It was filmed pretty cheap.
Also that, and it is actually kind of harder to drive with the chase cam on rather than the cockpit view as it were. Which is kind of weird because it's usually the other way around.
Sequel, but I never got to see the sequel.
Case in point, there you go. That's what it looks
The
like.
store didn't have it for some reason. They said the staff for the sequel was totally different from the original.
It-
I wonder how the sequel turned out. You know, the monster in that one responded to sound. Wait, Zach.
See, I would have thought you'd have like the buttons would be to look in the mirrors, because you know
Directed by
when
Yeah.
driving you kind of use those mirrors a fair bit.
Great role for Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah, well I think it makes sense with the because I'm moving my head around with the analog stick, so that is like the kind of the norm with
I've
that.
seen the first one though.
Like I said, that's the thing with the kind of some of the mechanics of the game. They are just serviceable. They work for what they are. They're not like groundbreaking or like impressive by any means.
Yeah, which I suppose they don't really need to because it's not a driving game. But
Yeah, exactly.
I am wondering, like, are we missing crucial plot details as he talks to himself about movie sequels and the fuck?
I don't know. Like maybe it's supposed to be like a clue for later, but I think it's just trying to get over like York's character being a bit like a complete like movie nerd, which is I suppose like
I meant the white flash there.
oh the flash that was the headlights of the car we passed. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, this game kind of has very like natural lighting, if that makes sense. As in like if something casts light, it casts light. It's not something that's engineered around. So like if there's light, you'll see it. That's probably why everyone
Very
kind of
nice.
has that weird skin tone during the night.
Yeah,
just me,
because the sun, I guess the sun is very the moon is very fucking bright color.
Yeah, that's it. Again, it's a bit of a limitation of the graphics, I guess. Like they're trying to be a bit too ambitious with lighting, but again, it's kind of commonplace now. 8 or 9 years later.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of appreciate it. Like, they overtried it, and it got something. It got a bit of a weird effect, but it's an interesting effect.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, it doesn't look bad. Like we got a joke about like a cop lady who's going around with covered in like silver body paint or something.
That's his Goldfinger ripped off. That's all we're getting with that.
I mean that's not a bad thing. That was a good movie.
Yeah. In fairness, it was the worst.
And it had some of those memorable fucking scenes in cinema.
Yes, precisely. Now, like I said, now to be fair, it's not the Bond films that this game is ripping off, but it's a nice little like accidental reference all the same. I love as well that the license plate on the Jeep just says Vid Games, which I find quite funny.
I can't quite make that up myself, but I'll take your word for it because yeah, I suppose it was like Yeah, the license plates would be a very good place to put references and jokes.
Yeah, no, it's fairly commonplace for any game to do it. Even TV shows do it now.
Yeah, I suppose I would. I never really gave it much thought.
Yeah, like I was watching something there. A show that's on now, like one of the license plates like kind of seemed like very familiar, and I looked it up, and it's a fucking reg from the movie Trainspotting, and the only reason it's on is because one of the actresses in the scene is from Trainspotting, so they literally just like put in the license reg from that movie just for her, which I found kind of funny.
Real shame. Do you remember the martial arts they used in that film?
Do other cars react to you blurring the lights?
The ultimate in martial arts.
No, they don't. Right, so what that is there, that's just a boost basically. If you want to go like an extra few like miles per hour faster, it automatically like hits the siren. So it's grand for like acceleration and hitting top speeds, you know.
Of course, in Remo, we had so much makeup on, you couldn't tell.
Okay, so the car only has sirens when you're going over the speed limit.
Pretty much, yeah.
That would be awkward. Like, okay, I know, like, video game logic, whatever. But there is humor to be found in, like, trying to force these, like, nonsense concepts into the real reality. And for police cars and emergency services to only be able to blur the lights when they're going over the speed limit.
Yeah, pairing the two together is a bit weird.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Now, this is a newer mechanic I've just discovered as well. Smoking a cigarette passes time. So say if you're waiting for something to open, let's say, and like you're still like about 2 or 3 hours away, you can have a smoke and that like accelerates time, which is a very, very handy mechanic in this game.
Okay, I'll ask the question, what the fuck is this cop smoking?
I will leave that to your imagination, Paul, but I don't think I don't think it's too far away from what both of us are thinking here.
I mean,
it's a petrol station. I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Oh, it's closed. That's why.
Ah, well, there we go.
Yeah, it was closed because everything closes when it rains. When it rains, as we heard already.
That's right. Even the schools.
Yes. Because again, this town is plagued by an urban legend of the raincoat killer, who is definitely, almost certainly not real.
I mean, you say that, but it could as well be like it's basically the town's collective ritual that to tell people that, so that when we do actually start, when the whole town joins in the rain murders, that you know everybody vouches for each other.
For the greater good, yeah. It's like Hot Fuzz.
The
greater good.
I mean, a little bit. And the thing is, like, you can't stop now because we're all really, really kind of. We all have we're all multiple accessories to murder.
Yeah. Keep it going, lads. It's a tradition now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're all going to hell because we killed, like, by the time you're an adult, you've been involved in like a dozen murders.
Yeah.
Jennifer Grey.
And you know, there's a collective belief that if you try to stop it, you'll be killed. So it's a case of the fear of.
Zach, you're not the most cheerful guy.
Like it's the fear of what is it?
Those cheerful movies.
The historical fear of, well, we can't stop now.
Yes.
Because if we stop now, I guess someone will know that might not be quite part. That might have the. There's a fear of someone running someone out.
Yes, that's it. It's more of like a communal case of snitches get stitches.
Not to mention Nicholas.
You say that, I was imagining like a communal. Okay, yes, get snitches, but also a communal sunk cost fallacy.
Yes.
Remember, Zach? When that movie ended, the last words, the end, was from an arcade game. That's right, it was from the Missile Command.
Like he's just showing off his trivia here. That's all this is.
I feel like I have a lot of movies to catch up on. Let's just hope we can get to the end.
What the dick is he on?
Catch up on a few.
Good question. I don't know. Is the answer. I really, at this stage, I really couldn't tell you.
Like, presumably a spectrum of drugs.
That's a wide spectrum, I would say. Like, he's got an imaginary friend, and he's able to like get time pass quicker by just smoking heavy cigarettes. I think we can fill in the blanks ourselves here at this rate.
Well, here's the thing. Is it a wide spectrum or is it a very, very meticulously curated spectrum? Because I mean, he's got an incredibly high pressure job.
True.
So
maybe they're mandated by the FBI to keep everyone chill.
There's something here that you want to check.
I mean,
We
certainly
need to be
curious
at
to
the
a
community
degree
center
because
by
he'd know,
1500 today.
like, part of his job.
Talking in front of all those
You know the effects of drugs, long-term effects, etc., and would probably
It's
know
going
the
to
right
get
kind of
fun.
cocktail and what to have at the right time to balance everything out.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Yeah, like you cater to what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with like murder and rape cases, go for something that you really go for something heavy. If you're going for like a cheap old-fashioned arson or conspiracy or something, you know, something a little more mellow.
Hi.
So yes, we can. But as we saw earlier on, we can buy stuff from Polly if we need to, which is nice.
Do we just get money there?
From talking to her, yeah. I should explain. I had to replay the game before this point because I lost a session before this. So instead of having to now, you could replay sections and stuff like that, but stuff like collectibles and like first interactions, they were all used up. So instead of doing that, I just decided, fuck it, I'll just start from the beginning so that it'll come across better on the playthrough rather than having me to explain, oh, I've done this already, but here's this person bio. You know what I mean?
That is very dedicated of you.
Well, I just think it's I'm thinking for the betterment of the viewer and yourself, Paul. You know, like I don't want you to be more confused than you normally are when you're watching this game, because there's enough to confuse you at this rate. Like,
Okay, let's be honest. When watching this, I am differently confused as how I usually am.
yes, it's a different. There's
Because
a
I have been
layers of
watching these
confusion.
scenes, I have been taking in the information presented. It's just that this particular police officer is able to come to conclusions based on what the fuck evidence.
Yes, very true point. But look at us, Paul. We're starving. We're just so hungry.
I don't know, the bar's still like green at the one end.
Hmm. But let's see. What can we eat, Paul?
Presumably nothing a nice bullet sandwich won't or
No, we had the salmon from the lumber mill. Sweet and delicious.
Oh. Wait, the salmon.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
someone who was killing people probably had like some of that and decided not to finish that salmon.
Yep. Absolutely. Why not?
But that salmon could have had DNA evidence on it.
It could have, but we'll never know.
I'm sorry, how much money in our briefcase?
About $6,000. It's fine.
Okay, do we have any? Can we buy any particularly interesting suits?
Well, you'll find out now. Actually, we can buy new suits. What, you think we can work on a rotation of 3 for this entire case? Are you mad, Paul?
I mean, yes, but for different reasons.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I didn't want to be one to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Let's not.
It's a great coping mechanism for most things. But yes, I mean, I like some games being able to buy, you know, silly costumes that no one reacts to. I mean, yeah, no problem. Like in some games,
think
it
the- I
totally
think this
works.
game will
I
be
haven't
free
played
again
any of the
because that facility's there.
Like I haven't played Devil May Cry or Persona, but I imagine those optional costumes
Mm.
I played Lollipop Chainsaw, and that had some very amusing costumes in it.
Yeah, well,
But,
actually, it's funny you should mention that because we are currently playing Devil May Cry 2 on the channel, and once you complete the game, you can your new game plus is a change of costume for either of your characters, and both of them are wearing Levi's because the game was sponsored by Levi's.
okay, I mean,
Yeah.
I acknowledge the statement. I was hoping for something a little more than that.
provocative. I don't think there's anything more provocative than Levi's jeans and denim jackets to go with, Paul.
I mean, I'm honestly, I can honestly say I'm disappointed that they're not in Speedos. Or,
Yeah.
or like, you know, football mascot costumes. Or like you know, a big teddy onesie pajama type thing.
Yeah, I know the
There's
type.
no theme park in this town, though. All that good luck is just slipping away. But I think I'll have a thrilling enough time right here anyway.
I'm not sure how you can get your fortune off a cup of coffee, but I suppose I'm not mentally ill, so.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We're like the only guests in this massive fucking hotel.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but you see the spread is there for guests. Like this, either that's all plastic food, or this woman is cooking way too much for people who do not exist.
It's also the fact that, like, just dusting and hoovering a place this big.
Yeah, yeah. Oh look, there's a microwave here. It's an egg. There's an egg in the microwave. And we have now taken that egg.
Oh, hi.
Okay. You might have just stolen her, like, lunch.
Yeah, that woman's gonna go starving for the entire day.
Because, you know, she's an employee. She can't have any of the customers' meals.
Exactly.
That would
And she
be
doesn't have-
unprofessional.
Yes. Now, before we get to the case, Paul, we're gonna engage in one of the very fine mini games of this game, which is fishing.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm intrigued. Let's see how
How realistic
fishing
the fishing mechanics are.
yes.
Well, like I said, now, like this is the problem. This is the trouble we have because, like, it's like as you can see from the time, it's like 7:30, and we are not needed until 3. So we've got time to kill, like to say the least. So why don't I spend our morning on a brisk autumn morning here on in Greenvale with a round of fishing.
I mean, I suppose one old lady's egg isn't going to cover our entire lunch.
That's true. Yeah, we might as well start making our own. Or maybe we can return the squirrel. There you go.
Wait. That was a badge. That wasn't a key. Because if memory serves, like, keys and squirrels are the same thing, right?
They're
Or rather,
connected.
that's at least one retarded cop thinks.
Yeah, they're connected, is what I would say. I don't think they're exactly the same. Like, I don't think you can open a door with a squirrel. As to my now, again, I could very well be wrong, but I do not think you can open doors with squirrels.